Good afternoon, coming to you live from Stevie's room. Um, I'm really glad to see that some of you guys have been enjoying my videos, so I figured I would continue. I had never thought I would post anything on YouTube. Uh, but 2 weeks ago, I just sat there and said, gee, I got all this stuff that maybe if I start posting some of it, I could share some thoughts and experience having done animal rescue for the last 20 years, maybe more. So I'll tell you a little bit about me this video so that you can get an idea of what got me into this and how I got here. Um, I'm 68 years old. I'm not young. I moved into a neighborhood years ago and I started noticing that cats were vanishing or arriving at my house injured. Didn't know who was doing this at first. Um, by the time you find out who it is and even trying to deal with that, um, you've already lost too many. And it led me to take action mostly by taking the cats in, learning how to socialize the feral cats that came right out of my neighborhood, getting the others that are outside neutered, vaccinated. And then I learned that it's not just my neighborhood, it's other neighborhoods. What happens is when you start going to the veterinarian's office, you start seeing other people um, presenting the same types of circumstances. And the next thing you know, it snowballs into a commitment of wanting to help these animals. I have other hobbies. I've thought about doing channels sometimes on them, and there's no overlap between my other hobbies. One of them is cars, and another one of them is swimming. I used to compete in swimming as a young person. Um, I still lap swim, although I haven't been doing much lately because this takes up everything. It has pulled me out of my other hobbies more so. And my friends in my other hobbies respect what I'm doing, but they themselves wouldn't do this. They're either too busy or they can't or they don't understand um, or some of them take interest, but they just don't know how they could fit it into their life. And it's not easy to fit this into your life because it does take 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Um, what started as just wanting to deal with some things in my own backyard turned into realizing that it goes way beyond my backyard and even onto the streets. Um, I never look at cats the same after having been through what I've done, and I have never looked at people the same. Um, Sometimes I think about what it'd be like to go away on a vacation, which I haven't done in many years. Um, and I sometimes think that I find myself in a place seeing a cat or seeing a person that I can tell in a very brief amount of time that they don't like cats. And it might ruin my vacation because it teaches you um, to be very aware of how people think about animals in general. Sometimes it doesn't matter how educated or polished um, or sophisticated the person might be. They might be more quiet or less expressive in how they share it. It also doesn't matter how struggling the person may be. There are people that, when I think about the classic example of the cat lady, and by the way, there is a reason why it's a cat lady. Cats do respond to a voice that's higher in pitch, and I guess if I were to ever write a book, I would title it how I know the cat lady is angry. And it has nothing to do with the cats. It doesn't even have to do with her personal life. It has to do with the people that she's encountered, because you meet a handful of really nice people, but you meet a lot of really awful people doing animal rescue. And I hope that summarizes just a little bit of an introduction about me and how I got here. And bear with me on some of the things, like my filming and such. Um, I I'm a boomer. You know, I'm going as I go along as best I can, and I'm going to get some help at some point. I have a friend that's much younger that he says he knows how to do all this stuff. Um, Either way, you can tell behind the shaking camera uh, that there's real experience and content. So please bear with me on that, at least for now. Okay, so be well, be safe, and see you soon.